No, can you say hi? No, say hi. No, say hi. Hi, huh? Hi, it's me. I was coming to see Good Girl, Mama have episode. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I had a really, really, really rough night last night, and I had an episode through the night, all night, and was too tired to, not just too tired, but like I didn't want to wake Mike's sleep up, and now I know his mom doesn't feel good. So this morning I rested for a bit, and I thought I felt better, so I got in the shower, and then I had an episode while I was in the shower, and ended up sitting on the shower floor. Mike got up about that time and helped me out. So I was coming on live to talk a little bit about my episodes, and I don't think you get to see them real often, and what the episode looks like. So I guess it kind of looks like I'm drunk, but I'm not drunk. My potassium is really low and causing some problems with my muscles. So here comes Mikey to rescue. Thank you, sweetheart.
There you go, baby.
With
drink your fizzy.
My fizzy. Please drink your fizzy. So I wanted to post an actual episode because I don't think you see them. Oh, my speech is coming back a little bit. And everybody fights something. We all fight something, and everybody something is different. So we have choices when we struggle with stuff on what we're going to do with that information. It's easy to be frustrated and sad, and so, but I know my episodes don't last long, forever. They're only for now. So I was drinking medicine, potassium. I wanted to talk about them. So, well, there's my speech back again. That's how quick the potassium can fluctuate depending on my muscles. So you're watching what's called periodic paralysis. I believe HypoKalemic, low potassium, periodic paralysis, and paramyotonia congenita. Ooh, there my speech is back again. And the jerking of my arms is the myotonia part, and the muscle paralysis that you see is the paralysis part that looks like I'm having a stroke. So a lot of times when I'm out in the public, you'll see my speech come and go as my potassium shifts in my bloodstream. in my muscle. So a lot of times people think that I'm having a stroke, or I'm drunk, or I'm on drugs. None of those would be. Well, I am on drugs. I'm just on potassium. But none of the so when you see people, I think a lot of people just assume the worst and don't know. And I've had this personally in my life. People in my life, even closest people to me, they didn't understand or weren't willing to understand what it was, and they made their own decisions for about me. Whew, it can wear me out. I'm on a new medication. I was having a lot of these. With the winter, makes them really hard, and so I was having a lot of them in the winter, and they turn into the little jerking you see turns into full body seizing, and full body paralysis, and I go between the jerking and the paralysis, and I was having so many I couldn't function, so the neurologist put me on a new medication for new medication, and that's really made a huge difference in me. So I haven't really had too many episodes for a long time. And I'll be honest, I used to call this my skeleton in the closet, and I would hide in the bathroom, and I would go to a closet, or I would hide in different places so people couldn't see me having my episodes, because I was so embarrassed and so afraid and shamed for 30-something years. So now I'm finally at a place of acceptance, and not only acceptance, but I actually am, my episodes have really given me way more than they've ever taken from me, because I've learned so much more about humility and compassion and empathy than I ever knew. So I'm so very grateful. But I just thought I would share what an episode looks like. That's just a little episode. The big ones I'm obviously unable to even film or anything, because I'm on the floor flopping around like a fish. Like a fish out of water is really what I look like. So Mikey brought me some medicine. And I'm gonna sorry, that was the paralysis part. And it paralyzes me. I look like I'm sleeping, and I'm not sleeping. And So I am drinking liquid potassium to help bring my potassium back into my bloodstream. And another thing I wanted to say is a lot of people see this and want to call 911, and 911 is not helpful. Unfortunately, they think I had a stroke, or I took drugs, or I'm drunk, and so they will hurt me by giving me medicine I can't have. So the best thing I can do, if you're ever with me or around me, is just my liquid potassium. I have emergency little fizzy tablets on my person myself that I will belch from the potassium because it's effervescent. I was hoping this video would be long enough you could actually see me come out of the episode by drinking the potassium, so you can see my speech get better, and it will fluctuate back and forth as it gets situated. So this unfortunately, my episodes are a problem for people that don't either necessarily understand or aren't willing, I guess, to understand. And that's just my muscles seizing up from the potassium missing. So that's the myotonia part. It causes that. It's the jerking movement. So unfortunately, we were in a situation a few months ago where my episodes were, I was told, distracting to a group of individuals, and I was very uncomfortable for a lot of people. And so I had to leave that group, and that was hard. Well, there aren't many of us around, but one of my other friends, Monica, hey Monica, who has the same problem I do, is on. I would bring her on the camera, but she'll kill me. So anyway, I've had people kick me out of restaurants because they thought I was drunk or on drugs. Hey, Monica, I hope you're feeling better. I gotta drink some. Cheers, Monica. Monica, I hope you're drinking your fizzy. There's a small world of us periodic paralysis patients that have found one another. I don't know the exact count, Monica may, but when I was officially diagnosed, cheers, Monica. I love that there are people that we can have a sense of humor over our episodes, because you can't change them, join them. So So it's anyway, I don't know why my episodes are aggravated, but anyway, there's a lot of situations that I have been kicked out of, asked to leave, been humiliated. One time I was working at Penny's and I had an episode in the break room, and the and the person that picked me up told my boss, "I am so sorry that she did this to you." That's unfortunate. But for all the unfortunate situations I've had, what you just saw was the myotonia, which is the jerking, and then the paralysis. It fluctuates back and forth in my system as my potassium's trying to get leveled out. And it causes the paralysis that you saw as well as the myotonia that you saw. So for all the unfortunate circumstances that I've had and the misdiagnosis and all of that. There's a friend of mine on. Hey, Christine. I used to go to school with her and Katie. And I would hide in the bathroom having my episodes in the stall because I was so embarrassed. So, Janet too. Oh my gosh. All my sign language classmates. Hi, guys. So, a couple of them ladies there were really good to me and helped. So, for all the unfortunate instances I've been treated badly, I've had wonderful experiences and a lot of loving people. Have come along and really blessed me and literally have cleaned me, taken care of me, and bathed me, taken me, drove me places. And yeah, thanks, Christine. She says she's glad I finally got a diagnosis. Oh, girl, are you kidding? This is my miracle juice here. I used to lay in the bathroom for, gosh, it could be hours at a time. And then I had to drop out of college about 3 weeks from the end in order to, because I had an episode that caused me to be in the hospital for a while. That's the potassium, effervescent potassium coming out. But I had an episode 3 weeks from the end of college that caused me to be hospitalized. When my whole body starts to do this, from my toes up, it jerks me around I look like a fish out of water and end up hitting my head, and I have to be given IV like Ativan and stuff like that to stop the muscle seizures. And so I had to drop out of school, and I picked it back up the next year, and I did graduate. So I'm excited about that, and I'm so thankful for those friends that were loving and supporting. I'm hoping my medicine is kicking in because my speech is getting a little better. So this is 25 milliequivalents of effervescent potassium. And you are witnessing an episode of what we believe to be hypokalemic periodic paralysis and paramyotonia congenita. The periodic paralysis is exactly what it says. It's periods of paralysis. And the paramyotonia means both sides of my body. Paramyotonia, the jerking movements. And then the congenita being like a genetic, which we're actually still investigating. So, and you can tell my speech is starting to get better. I finished 125 MEQ. Thanks for the love, guys. I appreciate that. Susan, I appreciate your willingness to share about your medical condition. So that was actually why I started the video. Was I don't think you guys have been able to see like a full episode. I just talk about my episodes. And then on top of that, I really wanted to just thank everybody for all their love and support and encouragement. Oh yeah, my episode's getting better from my potassium. I'm telling you, this is a miracle drug. Liquid potassium. Oh my gosh. My episodes now will probably just start going in the other direction where they get less and less jerky and less like of the paralysis part. Let's hope. Christine writes, I miss our car rides in the morning and lectures about driving in cars with hot tea and no lid on the mug. It does cool the tea down if you don't have a lid on the mug. Oh, I do too, Christine. It's nice to see you. I miss a lot of Illinois friends. And you know the falls in Illinois and the spring are beautiful. But the winters for me were terrorizing to my episodes. So with the episodes, what makes them worse is cold weather is my biggest trigger. And carbohydrates is my other lit. Ugh, that hurts. Carbohydrates is my other biggest trigger. Salt, I'm sorry. What did I say? But salt, and then salt, carbs, and some exercise. No exercise isn't good, and too much exercise isn't good. So there's like this little medium in there. Chemicals are a big trigger, so I spray painted over the weekend. That could have been a part of it. I don't really know. I'm learning a lot about it, but I know that the winters were absolutely the worst, and they were so difficult on my muscles that I literally would seize up the inside of my pelvis and pelvic structure all seized up to where my bowel and bladder were locked up, and then that moved down my legs and up. I would have full body frozen. They called it like stiff man syndrome, and they could not get me unstuck, and so they had to put me under general anesthesia to see if they could get my muscles to wake up. And when they did, that sent me into an episode because of, I didn't know at the time, I can't have regular anesthesia with having an ion channelopathy. That's what this is called. Monica knows a lot more, and I really probably like to bring her on sometime, but it's called an ion channelopathy. And my understanding is it's a very rare form of muscular dystrophy. You can see my episodes are getting better. Yay, my speech is getting better. My jerking is getting less and less. And it hurts. And my muscles are sore. And I just about finished this 25 MEQ of liquid potassium. So it's probably bringing me out of the main part, but I'm probably going to need one more 25 MEQs of potassium. And speaking of potassium, people will tell me they're so sweet. They mean well. People mean well. They're like, well, have you eaten bananas? Just so everyone knows, I would have to eat, I think it's 70 bananas. Bye, Christine. Thanks for joining. Like 70 bananas to equal, I think, 25 MEQ. And then, hi guys, it's good to see you. Thanks everybody. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions about periodic paralysis or ion channelopathies, or you have a medical condition that you just want prayer about, I'm waving at everybody. Hi guys. Thank you for all your love and your support. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yay, my speech is getting better. I can move my arms. I'm doing way better. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm waving. Hi, guys. Hi. So I was saying bananas. So one of the things I have to do is try to eat as much potassium-enriched foods as good. I also take magnesium. I take 400 magnesium twice a day. You can see I'm coming out of my episode. Actually, what's interesting, if you were watching really close, you can literally see my face muscles that were hanging maybe when I first came on, or you can review the video, and you'll see my facial muscles. Whoop, there goes jerking. I can feel it. It's like a rubber band. I feel it pulling. So I'll have a few more, probably not that much. Hey, Christine. Oh, Monica's telling me the carbs in the bananas undo my potassium. Seriously. See, I didn't know that either. Thanks, Kelly. Hey, Laura, we need to go thrift store shopping, girl. Okay, so anyway, I was saying, oh yeah, I'm on 400 magnesium twice a day. I'm on 20 MEQ twice, 4, 6. So I take 6 25 MEQ, 20 MEQs of potassium, and then I take these PRN when I need them. Aw, thanks, Laura. And then she said I'm amazing. That's sweet. I just want to share my journey. I think so many of us, it's so, I don't know why, but it is. It's just any medical stuff, I guess. I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else. It's embarrassing and it's difficult, and this gives me an opportunity. I think there's healing in this. I think just putting it out there, excuse me, that's from the potassium. Putting it out there really helps me in dealing with it. And hi, Carla. Thanks. I'm already feeling better from my K. And I think when things happen like what happened, and I was told that my episodes were a distraction a few months back to a situation I was in, and that they were creating a problem for the group, I again felt very shunned and very shamed. And I have to figure out how to deal with that. And learn to hi, Mike. And learn how to love on people regardless of their own insecurity or their own ignorance of really knowing about periodic paralysis. So back to my medicine. And you can tell I'm feeling better. Thanks for joining me, guys. You'll have to watch the video from the beginning to see everything. But I'm coming out of an episode. Oh, yeah, you can see the difference, Nicole, can't you? Yeah, I can feel the episodes are, isn't that neat? This is magic medicine, I'm telling you. This is liquid potassium, and it is absolutely the gold mine to people like Monica and I, and those of us that struggle with an ion channelopathy. So medicine, I get squirrel, I get distracted. So I take, I think I said 20 MEQs of potassium 6 times a day. And then I take 25 emergency, like you just saw me do for my episode. I take the emergency potassium. I'm going to get one more because I can still feel myself weak. Hi, Janet and Joyce. And then I take 400 mag, I told you. And now the doctor put me, because of the jerking, if you saw in the video, I had all the jerking. I think it's gone now. But all the muscle seizures of sorts, that's what I call them. That's called myotonia. And I was having so many of those, I wasn't able to really kind of have my life and drive and do things. So my neurologist just put me on a medication, I think in like February, called mixilotine. It is amazing. I don't know, Monica, if you tried it, mixilotine, but it is absolutely amazing. I have had, from my understanding, no negative side effects other than maybe a little bit of weight gain, which I will trade that anytime for stopping my episodes, or actually the myotonia part. The paralysis is a little bit easier to deal with because it's not as painful. The myotonia part that you saw can be painful. Like all my muscles sort of feel like they're weak and tired. And my I think it was my neurologist, I can't remember. I have a cardiologist because it affects the heart, the low potassium. And you obviously don't want too much potassium. I have a nephrologist for my kidneys. Monica and I share a nephrologist. And then, Monica, nice information. Monica's giving me some personal information I'm going to need to check into. Hey, Denise. Denise has actually been one of the wonderful ladies that have come over here to take care of me. Denise, you'd have to watch the video from the beginning. I was having an episode of periodic paralysis and myotonia, so I was letting people see it, but I'm coming out of it now so you can see how much better I am. So anyway, and then I take multivitamins, and I am considering doing some medical marijuana or CBD. I need to look into it to ask. The doctors had recommended that for the muscles. So I have to look into that. I don't know what that's like. Hi, Wynette. And see what, I don't even know what that would be like. So what else? There's something else I was going to say about my episodes. For everybody that's just joining me, I was having an episode of my medical condition, which is HypoKalemic, meaning low potassium, periodic paralysis, exactly what it says, episodes of periodic paralysis, periodic episodes of paralysis, and then paramyotonia, para meaning both sides of my body, myotonia, jerking, genetic, which we're still investigating. In the beginning of the video, if you go back and watch it, you'll see my episodes. And so I was just kind of talking through those because I unfortunately had a situation a few months ago that has been incredibly disheartening to me and was very difficult for me to swallow, about having to leave a group due to just the discomfort I was causing other people. And that was just a really hard pill to swallow. So I have to, I guess sharing this is very cathartic, as Leanne would say, and helpful to me. So anyway, my episode pretty much ended while we were watching the video, thanks to this miracle medicine, liquid potassium, otherwise known as K. So I'm probably going to get off of here. I can't think of anything else. You know what I will say, for anybody wondering, because I'm sure that you are, or I would be wondering. I started having symptoms probably when I was in my teens with migraines, and we didn't know why I was having migraines. I just got out of the shower. I started the video because I had had an episode in the shower. So I started having migraines as a teen, and then I don't remember having any jerking, any of the seizure part or anything like that, but I started choking on food at like maybe 18 on really easy food like chips and things like that. And then I had to have a hot dog surgically removed from my esophagus, and that's a whole nother story. And I was just eating a hot dog and had to have it surgically removed from my esophagus. And then eventually I kept choking on all kinds of food. And so, hi Stephanie and Brett. I was you guys would have to watch the beginning of the video to see the whole episode, but you know, Brett, it may be very interesting to you as the career field that you have. You might want to, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I had an episode of periodic paralysis, and I'm just at the end of it, and I'm recovering after drinking my potassium. Hi, Stephanie. And so here I am, feeling better and just kind of sharing. So I was sharing about my symptoms. So I started choking on food, and then eventually, and was having a lot of problems with my bladder and stuff like that. And then just with a bunch of different symptoms that didn't make sense for like an 18 or a 19-year-old person that was healthy otherwise. I did, as a teen, go to the migraine clinic in Wisconsin. My mom took me there, and I was able to, hey, Joe, that's my forever friend. Hey, girl, I love you. I was just talking about my episodes. You'd have to watch from the beginning, but my girlfriend, Jody, who just got on, who was my high school best friend, who is also still my very good close friend, she has also witnessed my episodes and taken care of me. So thanks, Joe. Okay, so back to my symptoms. So in high school, when I got migraines, my mom took me to the migraine clinic in Minnesota or Wisconsin or somewhere. And then I went on the migraine diet. But every form of birth control that I went on caused severe migraines, and they would give me medication for the migraines, which would then cause the seizure movements that you saw in the earlier part of the video, and or the paralysis. And so, oh, thanks, Patricia. I appreciate the encouragement. Thanks, everybody, for your encouragement and your love. So, the doctors, all those years that I had episodes after the medication, the doctors said I was faking it, that medicine doesn't do that to you, that I was wanting attention, I was doing it for drugs, that I was a drug addict, and they always said that. Always. No one ever in and I would even say some of the people closest to me in my life ever thought something was legitimately wrong. I could tell in my body something was wrong. I could feel this strong shift in my body, like I was like if you plug in your phone and you see it start charging and you unplug it and you can see it uncharging when you use it. That's how my body felt, like everything was draining out. So anyway, I just had all these symptoms, and the symptoms continued to grow and grow and grow, and I got different symptoms and would go from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor, and that was about 35 years. I did have esophageal dilatation in there, which stretched out my esophagus, and obviously couldn't take birth control because of the medical problems that it created, and surprised I don't have 12 kids, I guess. Thank you, Jesus, for that. So as time went on, my medical problems just worsened and worsened and worsened to the point where I was basically paralyzed and or would have those extreme reactions to medication and like seizure-like, and then I would end up in the hospital again with that reaction and then recovering from the paralysis part. So I would go from one extreme to the other, and everyone said, all of the doctors said that wasn't possible. Long story shorter, I had a very bad episode in Chicago that I had mentioned earlier in the video that put me into, like my body almost went into like a catatonic state, but I was alert and awake, but my body wasn't, and they called it stiff man syndrome. He thought it was, but eventually we know that it's not. And so that episode caused really bad paralysis. So I had to go to my mom so she could take care of me in Florida in the winter so I could warm up and she could take care of me. Eventually, the neurologist then, the following year, hi Janice. Eventually, my neurologist said, I think it'd be best if you move to the warm weather. And Otherwise, I don't know that we're going to be able to get you out of an episode of paralysis the next time that happens, because we don't know what caused your episode. So that was really scary. And he said that I may not come out of one, and they weren't, because they didn't know what it was causing. So we moved here for my health. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Praise God. All the doors were open. We were able to move here. A doctor, actually, when I got here, caused an episode on accident, and that's when we discovered that what I had. When he caused the episode, he said he was actually the sports medicine physician for UCF football or sports teams, and so he knows the body well, and he had been a former medical doctor, but was a chiropractor specialist or something like this. So anyway, he figured out I had an ion channelopathy. I had no idea what an ion channelopathy was. So that there began my journey of finding medical treatment. He referred me to a neurologist, and then from there I was diagnosed with periodic paralysis and joined this incredible group. As we all joke, it's like being part of the mothership. For anybody that's ever had, I guess it'd be like it to anybody that may, know other people that, are have things in common with you or something like that. So it was just really, really cool to board the mothership, as we say, and get into relationship with those other people that have the same condition. So, all right. Well, thanks everyone for joining and watching. I appreciate all your love and support. As you can tell, I am pretty much out of my episode. You can watch from the beginning if you hadn't seen it yet to see what my episodes look like. And then the magic medicine, my liquid potassium that Mike gave me. And here I am. So I'm actually going to take today easy. I have some sewing to do, and I'm going to do a lot of resting for my body and drinking more potassium. Thanks, Monica, for the heads up on the bananas. I did not know that. I know they have a lot of sugar, but I didn't realize they did that to the potassium in my bloodstream. I'm learning a lot more about it. I don't really know that much. Monica runs laps around me with what she knows about it. But if anybody has any questions or wants to know more, please don't hesitate reaching out and asking. And furthermore, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your lives. I have been shunned and shamed for a significant amount of time over my medical condition. And even as I stated recently, and I don't think that's anyone's intention, but I think that's the unfortunate lack of knowledge or interest in learning. I'm not sure, but anyway, or ignorance just that people have on it. So I'm so thankful for your friendship, each one of you that joined and allowed me to be part of your life. I love you, and thank you. And I look forward to talking to you all again. And thanks so much for just spending my episode with me. That was really kind of cool. Thanks, guys. Love you, and have a blessed and beautiful day.